You went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor, and you're okay with that.
Hey, welcome back. My name is Nadia. We're going to jump right in today and discuss one of the most discouraging pieces of fat activism I've seen in a while.
Don't get mad at me when I tell you this, but your before and after will not save you from being fat again.
So if you didn't catch that, what she just said is your before and afters won't save you from getting fat again.
I think the rise of Ozempic has made everyone so brazen and bold to talk about weight loss in such a fatphobic way.
I actually do think the rise of GLP-1 medications has changed the conversation around body size. I think it's just brought back a degree of honesty that's been hidden behind the body positive and fat acceptance movements for the past few years. There might be some people whose tone has gotten harsher or, quote, fatphobic, but I think a lot of the behavior she's defining as brazen, bold, and fatphobic is actually pride. It's people enthusiastically showing off what they have managed to accomplish.
Listen, personally, I don't think it's my business, nor do I care what you do with your body and if you lose or you gain weight.
I don't know if I really believe that, given this is a completely unprompted PSA. It's targeted specifically towards people who are trying to lose weight, and she's going out of her way to discourage those people. I think she cares.
But I think posting about it is damaging for you and for the people who are looking at it. I try to understand why, and then I try to put myself in your shoes. And when I look at it from the grand scheme of things, from the big general perspective, it makes sense. Of course you want to post your before and after photos. Many see it as a notable accomplishment.
I don't know if this is on purpose or if this is an accident, but this is incredibly condescending. Many see it as a notable accomplishment. Basically everyone does, except for the people who are swimming in the deep end of fat acceptance and body positivity. It's an accomplishment and an endeavor that requires mental and physical resilience. It requires dedication, commitment, discipline, and these are traits that will serve you in all other aspects of your life, whereas fat acceptance seems to be a net negative for the people practicing it.
And then it turns to be that maybe one of the reasons that you post this is to inspire other fat people to lose weight. But then that's where you lose me, because I thought this whole process was for you. I don't know what the point of posting it is. We can see it. We see you have gotten into a smaller body now.
I talk about self-efficacy a lot on here. I'm about to do it again. Self-efficacy is basically the confidence that we have in relation to our goals or our abilities. It is fundamental when it comes to accomplishing our goals, and that includes our weight management goals. One of the 4 main ways to raise our self-efficacy is vicarious experience. Basically, seeing someone else similar to us achieve the goal that we have helps us believe in our own ability to achieve that goal. In more technical terms, seeing people similar to oneself succeed by sustained effort raises observers' beliefs in their own abilities. While she might not see the utility in before and after photos, they can be game changers for people's mindsets about their own capabilities.
What ends up happening and what you're showcasing is that you went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor, and you're okay with that.
This is some serious self-sabotage. If you have dedicated yourself to the cause of fat liberation, and that is your passion in life, and that is what you are trying to see more of in the world, this is not how you do that. This is a fast pass to being written off, to being mocked and ridiculed for the absurdity of declaring someone an oppressor because they've lost weight. This is how you speedrun the end of your own movement.
Now here's the kicker. Statistically, proven by science, not by me, so don't get mad at me, you will gain the weight back in 2 to 5 years. Now, I've met a lot of friends who have gotten multiple surgeries and have done things to lose weight, and I met them years ago, and now they're back to their original weight, or some of them are probably a little bit even bigger than they were before. Now you find yourself being back into the same body that you hated before, the one that you were claiming was the worst version of you.
Despite whatever motivation she's claiming to have with this post, I feel comfortable saying the sole intention here is to discourage people from attempting to lose weight. Remember, this is unprompted. This is unaddressed. This is an open letter to anybody trying something really hard, and it basically just says give up now or don't even bother trying to start. Love, Jessica. I'm sorry, I'm not an expert, but people in healthy mindsets don't do stuff like this.
That I'm not here to shame or to scold anyone. I think that it's a reasonable thing to want to be part of this thinness club, because society has made this the ideal place to be. We all think that thinness is where we're going to achieve self-love and careers and friendships and love partners.
I'm not saying the things that she listed are not important and valuable aspects of a person's life, but a lot of people are losing weight to reverse their diabetes, to avoid an amputation, to be able to play and keep up with their children, to get their blood pressure down, to be able to sleep without a mask on, to avoid fatty liver disease, to regain mobility. There are a lot of really good quality of life enhancing reasons that people are losing weight and sharing their before and afters.
And of course, we all believe that, it's the long going myth of what thinness will bring to you. But I think it's more important for you to be at peace with yourself. You're a member of the Thin Club now, but remember that your membership can be revoked at any moment, and it'll push you back to the end of the line where you began. And the vicious cycle continues.
I know in terms of Fat Activist, she's actually staying pretty calm and sort of dispassionate in her delivery here. But this is actually one of the more bitter diatribes I've heard from a fat activist in a long time. And this is very much reminding me of the fat activist that told us that we're all either pre-disabled or disabled.
If we are lucky to live long enough, we will all become disabled if we're not already disabled. So this person is either disabled or pre-disabled.
This is straight up scare tactics from both of them, and they're trying to mask it as some sort of profound insight about life. And I don't think the passive voice here is an accident. Saying your membership could be revoked implies that that would be something happening to you, not because of you. In this case, we are talking about body weight. This very much aligns with Fat Acceptance's idea of our bodies just happening to us. This is the language of an external locus of control. Essentially, this is the language of someone who views the outcomes in their own life as something that they're not responsible for, whereas someone with an internal locus of control does feel like they are responsible for their own outcomes.
I know this is a heavy topic, but I have spoken a lot more about this in depth in an essay on my Substack, All Things Fat with Jessica Guitars. So if you want to talk more about this and you want to get my full opinions on this topic, go check out that essay. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I can't imagine actually wanting to hear her expand on this subject, but I did go to her Substack, and How to Be Fat for Dummies was the first thing that stood out to me. That aside, and maybe I'm going to get a little bit of hate for this, but this is a paid article that she has written, and she has misspelled "your" in the title of it. And I don't know, that just kind of bothers me because you're asking people to pay you for this and you didn't even proofread the title, which makes me question how much time and effort you put into the content of the article. Again, the article you're asking me to pay to read. Since I don't want to support this person's work, I am only reading the free section she has available. While little girls dreamed of becoming pop stars, doctors, or mothers, I fantasized about being in a car accident that would compel doctors to perform a life-saving liposuction procedure. From a young age, I was convinced that losing weight was the most crucial thing I could achieve. It didn't matter how it happened, the goal was simply to be thin. Only then could I dream like other girls. What she's describing is actually something we talked about on this channel a few months ago. I'm gonna link the video, but this is not an uncommon fantasy. The core of this fantasy is the desire to reap the rewards of hard work without putting in the hard work. That is a relatable fantasy, but that is all it is. It is just a fantasy. That is not how reality works. Obviously, you know that. I know that. But fat activists seem to have gotten hung up somewhere in this fantasy. And I think a lot of the bitterness and hostility we see hurled towards other people who are putting in the work is pretty much a direct extension of this idea that they shouldn't have to work to achieve the things they want to achieve. If your strategy is do nothing and hope something happens, then it's probably really frustrating when you compare your results with someone else whose strategy included things like hard work, effort, and discipline. We're going to go ahead and call this one here for today. Thank you for making it all the way to the end if you're still here with me. I did something I usually don't do, and I've gotten a little bit ahead on my channel. So my next video is actually already done, which is pretty unusual for me. I always have multiple projects started, but definitely not multiple projects finished. But the next one is done, and we are going to be reading through some of the wildest fat acceptance I've been exposed to in a while. So I will see you all in the next one. Give this video a like and subscribe on your way out if you haven't already. Take care and have a good rest of your day. Bye.